we are going to focus on the laws of exponents. So now, this is just an inverse. I think this law is just based on inverse or reciprocal. So now, if we have a to the exponent of negative n, what you must note that negative there, it just represents 1 over and whatever that remains. So that is 1 over the whatever that remains. So now let's take an example to get an idea. Suppose we have 2 to the power of negative 8. We will know that with this problem, we have a case of inverse or reciprocal. And how do we deal with this thing? How do we deal with it? We just take 1 over the remainder. So now, what is our remainder in this regard? Let's take that negative. Since we know it's an inverse, it's 1 over remainder. So now, if you remove the negative, you can hide the negative. So what will remain if you hide the negative? What remains is 2 to the power of 8. So now the answer will be 2 to the exponent of 8. Let's take a second example. This is number 1, and let's take number 2. Let's say you have b to the exponent of negative a. This one, you look at the negative. If the exponent is negative, you will have to remember the inverse or reciprocal, which says it's 1 over what remains. So now we know, because of that negative there as an exponent, we will have 1 over. So if you remove the negative, what remains? It will be b to the exponent of a. So you need to take note of this information that I'm giving you. So now let's come to number 6. Number 6 is not that complex or that cumbersome. A to the exponent of 0, it's 1. So now let's take an example to understand this thing, or let's make a point. Anything to exponent 0 is 1. So let's take an example. First example, let's say you have a, b, c to the power of 0. Using the idea here, we said anything to the exponent of 0 is 1. So what's going to be the answer for this one? Is going to be 1. And then what is iPhone to the power of 0? We don't care what is inside. Even if you have all the letters, A up to Z, even if you put them inside the brackets and raise them to the power of 0, the answer will always be 1. But try 0 to the power of 0, to the exponent of 0, and tell me what do you get. That is your investigation. Now, let's look at the 7th one. The 7th one, it's similar to the 3rd one, whereby, or it's similar to the 4th one, whereby we said the outer multiply the inner. But we said we're going to use the same definition. Give exponent, and then outer by inner. So what is the exponent for this A? It's 1. The exponent for that B, it's 1. So now you will just multiply the outer by the inner. So n multiplied by 1 giving us n